Howdy folks, it's Ultra here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to complete the 1950 Frontier Airlines mission from Flight Sim 2004. But this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, parentheses 2020, 40th Anniversary Edition. 2 legs left, a long one and a short one. But with sightseeing for you won't be too bad. That's it. I assume you've seen the first 2 videos, so here we go, penultimate leg and final leg.
In 1950, Denver-based Frontier Airlines flew passengers through the heart of the Rocky Mountains in DC-3S. In these flights, you'll recreate one of Frontier's first and most challenging routes. From Denver to Salt Lake City via Monarch Pass.
Alrighty. They gave us our introduction sort of again. Let's see if I can find the click spot for this. There it is. That's right. We have to restart this because something stops the plane for me whenever the sim loads. I don't understand why. So let's start it. Let's see if we remember how to do it here. It's kind of already started for us. Let's just do trail since we're already on the runway. Yeah, it's kind of already started, but the engines aren't running, so we have to do it ourselves. So here we go. We're going to do right pump, right primer, right, and then mesh, I think, or something. I hear it. Oops, this side is right. There we go. This isn't a full startup procedure, by the way. This is just because it was running when the sim was loading and then it stopped just for me. Mesh left, I think that'll work. And there we go. Cool. All right, we're up and running. Let's get flaps down because we can. We're on the runway, I think. Oh my, we're really on the end of the runway. I did not put us there. The sim did. That's okay. Let's just look around at the beautiful scenery before we embark on our penultimate leg of this mission, which I'm enjoying very much. One of my favorite missions. The scenery is getting worse as we go, though, for some reason. Although at this moment, after reloading it, it seems okay, actually. Huh, interesting. Maybe we weren't connected to the servers very well in the previous video, because it's actually looking okay now. Interesting. Alrighty, well, we'll see what happens once we're in the air. Let's read about what we're doing. Quite straightforward. Alrighty, here we go. It's an hour long for you to be cut down, or hour long for me and be cut down for you, of course, after editing. Take off from Walker Airport and follow the tracks and Highway Northwest to reach Mac Mesa Airport. 2 miles north of the tracks, the tracks turn southwest. Jeez Louise. Okay. Then we'll look for the Colorado River, then we'll follow the highway, then we'll cross the river, and then we'll look for an airport. Okay. And then we'll follow the railroad tracks even more, and then we'll see an airport. And a VOR, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Actually, yes, we will. We will tune in this VOR 115.5, and we will go to it, if I remember to go to it. 115.5, we'll do both of them just because I like to. 115.5, there we go. So we'll just follow this VOR. Once it spools up, we'll just look for it. Very simple. Continue, and then the VOR behind us. The train rises, okie dokie, fly across the bay and land at Provo Municipal Airport, southwest of the city of Provo on the eastern shore of Utah Lake. The VOR is located at the airport, so 1084. I love this type of flying. 1084, slant alpha basically. Kind of, except we're just going to go direct to them. So we're going to go direct to this VOR. Once we spin over it, which means it'll turn around the VOR needle, we'll hit this button and then point at that VOR. That's how we'll navigate this. And then we're just going to look for cities, railroad tracks, airports, and rivers and water. Very, very simple. What was it again? Victor Uniform. Let's see where it is on here, though. Okay, so we're going to stay in the valley. Yeah, and then is this the first VOR you see? Yep. So then we'll aim for that VOR. So we can't go directly there right now because we're going to stay in the valley. So what we'll do is we'll look for it on the needle, but then we'll just stay in the valley and then point at it. As soon as we get there, we'll climb. Actually, we're probably going to climb before that, to be honest. And then we will point to this VOR, which it says is at the airport. It is. But because of terrain, we might have to go around, circle to land a little bit. unless we can nosedive here. What is the airport elevation? Yeah, 4,400 feet. So we will have to come down steeply or circle to land. No wind right now. So we'll see, because the last leg didn't have wind either, and it was very difficult. It was like imaginary wind or something. So there you go. That's the plan. I was going to repeat myself, but I don't need to. We can just rewind the tape if you want to see it again. Basically, just point at the VORs, come down, land however we want, because there's no wind. Okay. What's the first heading to get on track with the VOR 286? We got to turn around. So, what? Whoops! I wanted this one. I want to see what runway this thinks it is. 4. Yeah, we got to turn around. Okay, or turn to the left. Right? Not a problem. Okie dokie. Very simple, I think. Parking brake is off. Spool this thing up. And let go. And here we go. Airspeed should come alive about 40. Nose should point down about 50. And we'll take off about 60 or 61. Alright. Nice simple rollout here. And there we go. There's a nose down, like I said. And take off right about now. There we go. Pretty simple. A little bit of wind, I guess. So it's going to left. Brakes to stop the wheels. Gear coming up. Get some speed while I slowly get the flaps coming in here. Little by little. Fly the runway heading. Okay, I guess flaps doing all of them on their own. Whatever. Oh, no, they didn't that time. They stopped. Okay, whatever. Okay, flaps, come on. You're above 112. Get up there. There we go. That's crazy. Okay. Wonder about autopilot, because I haven't mentioned it. There's no autopilot. There's a gyro pilot, though, which we are not using on this trip. Someday we will. I'll show you how to do that, but not today. Alrighty, here we go. Climbing pretty steeply. More steeply than we probably need to, but that's okay. I've noticed my attitude indicator. Oh, it does work. It's that little tiny dash right there. I think that's the VOR. No, is that the VOR? I don't know. Is it really? I don't think it is. I think it's picking up another VOR on the same frequency. 115.5? Whoa, keep your climb, buddy. 115.5. 115.5. Yeah, that must be another VOR close by with the same frequency, because our VOR is not over there. It should be up to the right a little bit. Let's trim back, or trim nose wheel up, because I'm fighting this quite a bit here. We want to keep our climb. There we go. Trim, trim, trim. Trim more. Let it catch up here. Trim a little more. There we go. Okie dokie, very straightforward. We're going to follow the VOR once it is the right VOR. Maybe it's not going to be the right VOR. We'll continue to climb. We'll just, S-curve around the valleys a little bit. Follow some roads and train tracks once we see them. And then land at the airport. So if you've watched the first 2 videos, there's not much to say as we fly, because we're just following airports and valleys and things. So you won't hear me again until it's time to land. I'll see you then. Oh, I know what you did wrong. It's not .05, it's 5. Like this. There we go. That should make things better. And there we go. That changed everything? That changes everything. There we go. So we're going to follow the VOR as we climb to get over the train. We're already at 8,760. Look at that. Cool. Alrighty. Now I'll give you some sightseeing. See in a little bit. So we're about to cross over the VOR because it's getting very sensitive, which is fantastic. And then we'll switch to the other VOR and point at that, which I believe is going to be right over there where the mountains kind of break up. Right over there, there should be some water and our airport in the VOR. And like I said before, it would just be a steep descent or all, corkscrew to land type thing. But we're making good progress. So it feels like we're making really good time. It's supposed to be an hour-long leg, and we've only been flying for about 30 minutes exactly, actually. So I feel like we're more than halfway there, but maybe not. Maybe it's farther away than I think. But regardless, it's beautiful to look at. The scenery isn't too bad. Here, it's looking pretty good, actually. So the scenery started out amazing, then it got crappy, and now it's getting good again as we finish. But anyway, one thing at a time. First thing is to stay on track with this VOR as it gets more and more sensitive. And then any minute now we'll switch over to the other one. So I believe the VOR is over the airport here. But it's sending us, yeah, it could be. So we'll see here. We'll get ready to change in just a moment as soon as it turns to the other direction. Yep, let's get even more sensitive. Good. So we're about to cross over the VOR, and then we'll head this way. Although I said this break in the mountains, but I actually think it's that break in the mountains. I think I see water right there. But we'll just have to see. One step at a time. Enjoy the scenery as it is, or for what it is. And we are at 16,760. There we are, 16,750, I guess. Pretty close. And keep following this VOR. Get ready to make the change. Slant off of flying, except we're not going in by a radial. We are just pointing at the VORs. That's still slant off, I think. VOR to VOR. My favorite way to fly, even though I haven't done it in a long time. I do miss it. It's super cool. And there it goes. It's starting to flip around on us. You see how it's moving quickly to the right, even though we're staying steady ourselves. And as soon as that goes around, we will change VORs. And there's the city below us. And there it goes. And oh, there it is. Look at it. You can do a heading. How? How do you do that? Where do you set that from? This is what I was looking for in the very first leg. So, where do you set that? You set it here? Maybe? Anyway, well, let's not crash. Maybe you set it here. Let me just keep spinning this around and see if that changes. Ah, yeah, there you go. And then if you flip it, does this do anything? No, that doesn't do anything. So, this does though. Okay, so that's how you set it. Okay, that's cool. Now I know. That's how you do your radial in and out. It didn't give us a radial in and out though. It just said change VORs. So I think we need to climb. I think we're a little low for what we need to do. So let's do nose up or trim up a little bit. That'll force us to climb. Since we're at full power, we can't add power to climb. That might be too much at once. Let's be careful. Alrighty, let's change to the other VOR now, if we can pick it up yet. And we're not picking it up because the VOR is not behind us to the left. The VOR is in front of us. So I'm not sure. Yeah, that's not changing either. So not sure what VOR that is. It's the right frequency though. So let's use our nav log. After we pass this VOR, turn 301 degrees. Please climb. Please climb. Climb. Thank you. So let's go 301 degrees, which is a little bit to the right, I guess. Yeah, so there's 300. And we'll just stay on 300. So let's stay right about, a little bit more. There's 301. Boom, 301 degrees. So we'll stay like this. I think I see water. So we're just going to go through these mountains. Maybe we'll go here and come down so we can go between the mountains and come down. I think that's what our plan will be. So why are we climbing so much? We're going to stall. What is going on here? Come on, trim wheel. You touch it a little bit and it goes crazy. So yeah, we're gonna aim for between those mountains, and then start coming down. Maybe the VOR will flip around and we'll pick up the correct one. I'm not sure. I did already check the map and it does match this, so our number is correct. Our frequency is correct. Anywho, there we go. There's our target right between there, and we'll find the airport and land from there. See you in a bit. Now all of a sudden we picked up the correct VOR, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to thread the needle here, and then we're going to veer to the right. There's an airport here, which we're not landing at. We're landing at the airport over there. I can show you a visual on the VFR map if you'd like. Once it loads, there we go. So we're going to thread the needle here. Right there is right there. We'll veer to the right, go over that airport, and land at that one. So shouldn't be too bad. It's just a matter of descending now. You keep climbing for some reason by the turbulence. My plan is to be well below train level when we come through the mountains here. So bring back throttles, which I already did, and start our descent. And look out the window here just to enjoy the scenery one last time for this leg. We do have one more leg left, but it's a quickie. Look at all of those roads in the mountains down there. Beautiful. Whoops, I meant to do this one. Just beautiful. Look at that. Cool. Alrighty. I'm enjoying this plane very much. I knew I would. I've been looking forward to flying it, like I said. Whoa, let's not overspeed here. 200 miles per hour is about overspeed on that gauge. We're still facing our VOR, which doesn't make sense because the VOR is actually to the left or to the right a little bit. So that's kind of weird. We could tune in a radial to approach it from by going like this, and then oh boy, we are going to overspeed here. What the heck is going on? Bringing back throttles and is making us sink, which is making us overspeed. Whew, that was a close one. Let's nose this thing up. There we go. Oh, that was nose down. I did it backwards. Ah, crap. If you get the trim screwed up in this, it's really difficult to control. Nose up, there we go. Jeez. That's the only big challenging thing about this, is that if you get your trim screwed up, it's a huge problem. Anyway, I was trying to tune in a radial. I think it was like this. Am I going the wrong way again? Yeah, I'm going the wrong way, I think. There we go. If I wanted to, I could say, let's approach from there, whatever. And then fly to it, right? You all know how to do that, right? Maybe you don't. If you're Microsoft Flight Simulator fans, you don't have to do it that way very much. But anyway, you can tune in an angle to approach at. And then you fly to it. And then you turn. But we're not doing it that way. Okay, I'm having a very difficult time controlling this thing. I'm literally sliding out of my chair too. So let's get situated here. Bring my microphone back. And holy moly, the trim got all screwed up. That's okay. We're at 14,500 feet. We need to come down to 4,400 feet. I looked it up. So 10,000 feet we got to come down. And we did have some gyro drift. So I hit D on my keyboard to fix the gyro drift when this gets out of sync of reality. You You can cross-check with the whiskey compass. Otherwise, pretty straightforward stuff for analog flying. My favorite way to fly. I mean, I'm very well versed in the glass cockpit experience, but I prefer to fly like this. VORs, dead reckoning, stuff like that instead of GPS. Anything else to blab about? Not really. We're just going to come down between these mountains, watch our speed, watch our descent rate, and look for an airport on the other side of this pond over there. Airport is in sight. It's right here. So it's going to be a slight dogleg to the right. Fly straight in. Even easier than I imagined it would be. Oh, that's my gear horn. Going to bring the throttles back. We're going to thread the needle here, try to look out the windows, and while we do so, keep an eye on our descent rate and our speed and all that good stuff. We're at 12,200 feet. Now 2,000 feet. We'll do gear and flaps in a moment. And then we'll land. Our VOR is pointing right at it, which is probably just south of the airport, maybe. South end of the airport, perhaps. The runway is right there. Getting ready to look at the mountain as we go by. Still want to be careful that we don't run into anything. Looking good though. Looking fantastic. Don't mind us, we're just passing through. Just passing through. I'm sure we got plenty of space. Oh yeah, more than enough space to enjoy this. Look at you. You big majestic mountain, you. Looks like a few avalanches perhaps at one point in time. Alrighty, cool. Alrighty, we know where the airport is. We know where everything is. We've gone through the mountains now. Do not hit that wind farm coming up in front of us. And there is the airport we're not landing at. We're landing on that runway right there. There are two runways. I think we're choosing the shorter one. It doesn't matter. There's no wind when I looked it up. So here we go. I slid out of my chair again. Like literally I'm sliding out of my chair. I don't know why. Probably the position I sit in from my back or whatever. Alright, we're looking down the runway. Not the one right in front of us, the one over the water. I think the runway is here and the taxiway is there. Let's do gear down. Whoa, that's loud. Keep our speed up though. We don't need to slow down yet, so we'll keep flaps in. And we're at 8,900 feet. We need to come down 4,500 feet. Eventually, plenty of time. Well, keep that speed up. We don't want to slow down too much here. It'll just drag out the process. Yeah, so now that I've been flying this quite a while, I love this plane so much. The things to watch out for are your trim wheel. Ooh, that steering wheel looks pretty good. So yeah, the steering is getting better as we get to the end of the flight. The trim wheel is the biggest thing. If your trim is screwed up, it's going to be very difficult to fly. Secondly, the whole pitch for speed, throttle for descent is extremely not relevant. What am I thinking of? Anyway, it's extremely applicable to this aircraft. I mean, they do work together, so sometimes you do use throttle for speed, sometimes you do use pitch to ascend and descend, but generally you pitch for your speed and you throttle for your ascent and descent, and that is very prevalent, there we go, in this aircraft. Very, very much. Very literal, so you gotta be aware of that. Those are the two big things, trim and speed control with pitch. Alrighty, we're a little bit high. We are 3,000 feet or so above where we need to be. So let's just keep descending. I'm just really distracted by the mountains, and I believe the next short leg is Salt Lake City, if I remember, from the beginning of the bush trip a few days ago. Or bush trip, the mission, I guess. The Salt Lake City looks a lot like this. So that'll be fun. A little too early for flaps, I think. We'll wait till we get to the water. We do have to accelerate our descent, so we're going to bring throttles back to descend, see how that descends very quickly. But then I'm going to pitch for my speed so we don't speed up. And if I want to slow down, which I do, I'll nose up to slow down. but then bring back throttle so we keep descending. There we go. Even more so. First flap. And more flap. And sometimes the flaps will slow you down, but you should not use flaps as brakes. Okay, apparently he's going all the way down again on its own. Fine, you do that. You do you. Alright, descend. Let's descend even more steeply here. We're way higher than I realized because I was so busy looking around. One final look out the window. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's focus now. Landing this thing. Yeah, so the VOR is the southwest part of the airport. I can tell by the needle down there. Okay, let's trim this back 'cause I'm really fighting. So I want to nose up. So I'm gonna let go like that. Nope, that wasn't. Ugh. I told you if you screw up trim, it really messes you up. I'll just fight the yoke. I don't care. All right, let's see here. Speed is what I want to be. Can I trim a little bit, please? I'm sick of fighting this. There we go. That's better. Oh, much better. Okay. Anywho, staring down the end of that runway, watching our speed, watching our descent. Our fun shadow over the water there. But here we go. 80 knots is what I want. If that's accurate enough, I don't know. That's just what I want. So let's nose down a little bit to keep it there. Throttles back to descend because the VASI says we're too high. Whoa, we're like swaying back and forth. We're kind of like stuck in an oscillation here. Oof. But not the type when you're trying to land a Cessna and you watch them bounce on the runway. Ooh. We're really oscillating a lot. What is going on? Nose down and get that speed back. I think it gets loud when you're about to stall. You hear the difference? You hear that? Oh my gosh, yeah. Ooh, are we about to stall? Come on. Come on. Careful. Oh boy. Let's keep that speed up. Let's get above 80, please, quickly. There we go, that's better. That's better. It's still oscillating left to right. I still got to get down here. Man, my first 5 or so, my first 4, I guess, landings were amazing. The last 3 have been kind of questionable. It's like the less wind, the harder it is. And I feel like I'm looking at a painting. Man, the scenery is terrible in some of the spots here, but that's okay. It's fine. All right, here we go. We're at 80. We're going to not touch down at 80, though. I just want to get down there. Here we go. Coming in hot and steep. It's fine. Let's round out gently. There we go. Oh, big crosswind. I thought there's no wind when I looked it up. Ooh, crab it. Ooh, big crosswind. The ground effects help us out. Oh boy. Crab, 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 crab. Gentle, gentle. What the heck was that? That crosswind got really, really bad. Careful. Bring it back. Don't ground loop. Don't ground loop. Nope, nope. Okay, the flap's coming in. Gentle on the rudders. I'm not even using brakes right now. I don't know what happened, but that crosswind was really bad. It said 0 knots when I looked at the map. But whoa, that was insane. I was not prepared for that crosswind. That was my problem. Had I been prepared for it, I would have executed it completely differently. Alrighty, whoa. Slow and steady. Yoke all the way back. Don't tip the front down. That was not too bad. We have a final leg coming up. We got one more shot at it. Here we go. Your aircraft has been refueled. Okie dokie. Where are we on the runway? Plenty of runway. Ooh. We might need to back taxi this a little bit. Yeah, we're going to back taxi this one. Alrighty, so let's see here. Let's actually do the back taxi right now. And then we'll read about what we're doing. Parking brake. Okay, there we go. Actually, let's read about what we're doing while we taxi. How about that? It's a quick one, 12 minutes. Salt Lake City, number 2 airport. Take off from where you are and turn to heading 325. Maintain this heading for the remainder of the flight. Correcting for wind. Salt Lake City Airport number 2 is located west of our course. Salt Lake City International, land at Salt Lake City International, 4 nautical miles west of downtown Salt Lake City, on the southern shore of Great Salt Lake. We've been there many, many times. The Salt Lake City VOR is located 3 miles north of the airport. Which, I mean, could be helpful, I guess. Could be helpful. So let's tune that in a minute 1:16.8 when we can. I just want to taxi back here to the other end of the runway. In the meantime, look at those gorgeous mountains. Look at that. Just beautiful. Whoa, careful, please. Careful. And we'll taxi back a little bit here, or maybe it's going to make us go the whole way if I go like this. Alrighty, this should be enough taxis. Let's get the flaps down all the way, because that seems to be what it wants to do, even though I don't think you're supposed to do any flaps when you take off. And we'll make a sharp turn here, hopefully not tip over, and then we will take off. And I think it said 325 on the heading. 325, but then we'll tune in that VOR as well. And then well, thank you for stopping. Then we'll have our quick final leg to conclude this amazing mission. Too bad the scenery is kind of goofy and washed out, and it looks like watercolor painting. A little impressionistic for me, but that's okay. Alrighty, what was that VOR? The VOR was 1:16.8. So let's come up here and do 1:16.8 and put it in that one. And keep taxiing and come up here. I like to do them both because we can. 1:16.8. There you go. We're all ready. 325, which is pretty close to our heading right now. And the VOR is pointing to another VOR because it's supposed to be in front of us. So we'll wait for that to flip around before we worry about it. And in the meantime, okay, it's just gonna take off on its own. Brakes to stop the wheels, gear coming in, and oh god, come on. Nose down. Down. Oh, I told you when that trim wheel is screwed up, you're in big trouble. Big trouble if that wheel is screwed up. Holy moly, that was not cool, but I knew how to get around it. And the flaps put themselves in automatic. Okay, fine, you do you again. So let's get some positive rate, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, we got to do that trim wheel a lot. So now we're nose down too much. We need to nose up. Thank you. More. Thank you. Man, that was rough. Trim is still totally messed up. Still got to nose up a little bit or a lot. Still, please. There we go. Man, that was not cool. 325. Let's get over there. We want to go the other way. No, we were on 325. Never mind. What am I saying? Okie dokie. We're just going to go like this for a while. We're going to climb, gain some speed. Gear and flaps are in. And because we're over water, it's perfectly smooth, of course. 325 degrees. We're just going to go this way for a while. And I guess I'll see in like 12 minutes. Oh, now the VOR flipped over. Yep, we're just going to chase that VOR and keep playing with the stupid trim wheel until it cooperates with me. And I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, I know that was only like 40 seconds of sightseeing, but the airport is out there. Right out there. VOR is perfectly behind the airport, so we can use it to navigate. I checked the wind and it said that it's 10 knots from 170 degrees. So it's from 170. So if we land this direction, we're going to have a tailwind of 10 knots. So we might do a traffic pattern and go from the other direction. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. There's a VOR that I was saying, so we can go directly towards the VOR. Here is the airport. If I click on it, 4,200 feet first of all for elevation, so we can probably stop descending, so quit climbing, buddy. We are good. Wind is, now it's 9. Okay, 9 knots, gust 19 from 180 degrees. So we want runway 17 if we can, or 16 left or right. I don't care, 16 or 17. So you want to fly around and come around, because the wind is coming from here going that way. That's 180 degrees. We want to land with a number close to 18 or 180, 160, 170. So we want to come up here and land into the wind, obviously. So we're going to just fly out till we spot the runways, and then we will make a left traffic pattern and land. So a few more looks outside here as we go through the mountains. I have never been to Salt Lake City. My wife has for a conference, and she went to the Great Salt Lake. She sent me lots of pictures. It's a lot more beautiful than I thought it would be. In fact, it's incredibly beautiful. Yeah, like I said, we've been here in various flight simulators many times. We've always approached from the north, never from the south. For some reason. Anyway, the scenery is rendering in. Nice highway, nice visuals here. Looks much better than it did behind us. So we get to end on a great note of scenery, because it's looking pretty awful. There's the airport right there. You see the runway starting to render in. So let's do a left traffic pattern. So let's go along the highway. Then we'll burn a U-turn and land into the wind. And are we still climbing? We're at 10,200 feet. Wait, 11,200. Oh yeah, because we passed. I keep thinking that's 10,000. No, that's 10,000. 11,000, whatever. That's why I keep screwing that up. Yep. Pretty straightforward. We're just going to keep flying here while things render in and get more detail for us. Beautiful view of the suburbs. Looking towards the mountains. And much more densely built up on this side. For sure. That's awesome. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful scenery here. Just gorgeous. I like the golf course at the base of the mountain. You can see the runways here. There's 16 on that side, 17 there, or other way around. Let me see. Do I have that backwards? Let me see. Let me get this correct. Whoa. Zoom out, please. Good grief. Is it 16 left and right and 17? Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah. So 17 is that little one right here. There's 16 left and right. We'll land on whatever if you like. Are we still climbing? We are. Oh gosh, look at our speed. Let's not overspeed this thing. No siree. Super beautiful though. Look at all that detail. Everything's cranked. All my settings are cranked. I get pegged at 120 frames per second because that's what my monitor's set to, or maxes out at. We got a lot of rivers going into the lake, and then another airport there. The highway curves around. Our speed is still nuts. There's overspeed. I wasn't overspeed. That was my gear horn. They brought throttles back. Whew, that was scary. Anywho, let's pay attention to more than just the scenery and fly a plane, eh? Looks like we get to see downtown Salt Lake City as well. Oh wow, look how everything's rendering in as we go to it. I wish the render radius were more detailed or further out, but because the performance is not, that's okay. But there's downtown. Actually, it'll render in better in a moment, I hope. Keeping an eye on everything here, holding down the fort. Let's do some final looks outside while we can. Keep an eye on everything here. Ooh, we don't need to descend that quickly. Beautiful. Ignore the airplane right now. Just look at the scenery. Looking fabulous. I'm tempted to just land right there, but the wind is so crazy with the gusts that it would be terrible to do that. Ooh, look at the railroad below us. That's cool. The train station. Downtown, big interchange. Just beautiful. I love it so much. Oh, there's a plane coming in to land over the water. And a good look at downtown before we Focus on landing the aircraft. Man, why does everything have to wait to render until it's right below us? Their servers must be having all kinds of problems. 'Cause look at this. Hope it's not me. I'm getting much faster internet. It was supposed to be the 15th of December. Obviously, it's not that anymore. It's like the New Year, but any day now I'll be getting faster internet. But I don't think that's what this is. I mean, it's beautiful, but it doesn't render until we're right over it. I guess you look the other way or something until it renders. I don't know. Anywho, time to land the airplane. So let's take our downwind leg here, get away from those mountains. And then we'll fly until runway 16, left or right, is over our shoulder. And then we'll turn. It doesn't say which runway to use, so hopefully it counts our landing anywhere within the airport. It usually does. Usually does, not always. But sometimes you have to land in the perfect spot. Alright, a little too early for gear. We'll wait till we are on our base before you do gear. You know, there's like a go-kart track down there, dirt racing or something. That's really cool. Or maybe it's an old mine. I don't know. No, those look like dirt race tracks. Anywho, let's get gear down. And focus on what we're doing up front here. And I think we'll just turn now. I think... yeah, it's going to be a short final, but I think we'll be okay. So let's start for our final. Descend a little bit, but not too much. Start putting flaps as we go here. And if I had peripheral vision, I could look and see where we are, but I don't. I kind of have to go like this. That's not very helpful. Although I've done this enough now, I guess I know what to do. Alrighty, 100 knots, which is fine. We'll come down to 80 for the final, though. And we'll just pick a runway left or right. I guess we'll do 16 left since we're almost there. And 16 right has an airplane at the stop sign ready to take off. Is there someone coming in? There's no ATC, so... Alrighty, here we go. Get more flaps out. Make a sharp turn to the left onto 16, which is 160 degrees. So I can look at my heading there. And I'll know about when to expect it. Oh, careful. Oh, more flap. We want 80 knots now. It's going to be a very strange final. I need to nose up a lot because I'm really fighting the yoke. There we go. Ah, that's better. More flap. And all flap. We're going to have a weird, hurried final here, but that's okay. Nose down and keep it at 80 knots. And throttles if I want to soften my descent, but I don't want to soften my descent because we're all white on the PAPI and I'm watching that airplane take off right there. It's a little distracting. But you can watch it take off while I land the plane, I guess. Oh, we're going to lose it here in a second. Alright, we're at the speed we want to be at. You keep watching for that plane while I land this one. How about that? Oh, he's still spooling up though. There he goes. He's starting to take off, so you keep an eye on that one. And we do have a very strong crosswind from the right as expected because we're landing about 160 some degrees. The wind is 180, so we should have a crosswind from the right, and we do. So we'll be mindful of that this time because it's going to be blowing us to the left, which it is right now. So here we go. Oh, we're about to stall. I can hear it. Yep. Okay. Oh, let's not stall. Oh, come on. Oh, that gust. Oh, that was a gust. That was definitely a gust. Oh, man. Oh, this wind is nuts. Okay. We can do this, though. We can do this. Here we go. Right wing down, left rudder to compensate. Let's come in. And we got a lot of left rudder for this. Almost full left rudder for this. And then let up, so now we're going the wrong way. Let's soften it up here. Let ground effects take us. No, no. More crab, more crab, more crab. Oh, that wind is insane. Okay, here we go. Gentle, gentle. Don't ground loop, don't ground loop. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, don't ground loop. Ooh, we're like drifting. Oh, man, that was nuts. Okay, I could unlock the tail wheel, but I'm not going to. Oh, my gosh. Okay, let's just roll it out. Yoke all the way back. That was crazy. That was super crazy. I'm so glad we got that down. Because that was the scariest landing I've done in any aircraft in a long time. They really did have the gusts modeled, because we had gusts. Holy cow, did we have gusts? We had 2 of them. Okay. Just, start stopping here slowly. Come on. Any day now. Come on, there we go. There's a save icon. And stop. Stop. Ooh, there we did it. Oh, we're still rolling. Okie dokie. Wow, we did it. So, there you go. That completes the mission. We have 2 missions left to be caught up with the 40th anniversary. And then when the New Zealand World Update comes out, we'll have some bush trips to do. So we've got another Spirit of St. Louis, the Transcontinental, or Transcontinental, yeah. We already did the Transatlantic. We got the Transcontinental, and we got another Jenny route. So stay tuned for those. Like and subscribe so you know when they drop. Turn on notifications. I'll see you then.